ladies and gentlemen, when the finance minister announced that the government intends to scrap off toll booth fees, many people started talking about the issue of hawkers and others. But I am appealing to government to roll out a policy for street hawkers. I personally think it's a good idea not to take tolls again. That's my opinion. And I applaud the government for that initiative. That's also my opinion. Tolls on those dilapidated roads, was a rip-off. It was our taxes that was used to build those roads, and paying road tolls on them again was very wrong. Very wrong. Because you used our money to build our roads, and then you come again and say we should pay tolls on the same road that you used our money to build. If it was a private company that have built those roads with their own money, and they are taking tolls, then we will say yes, they are recouping their money. But this was our money that was used to build the tolls. So government does not have the right, doesn't have the right to take tolls again. So that was a good initiative from them. This morning, the dollar equivalent to the CD, 6 CDs, 30% respectively. I hope Dr. Bamia is in the country. The rate at which the CD is depreciating is affecting businesses gruesomely. We produce economists every year. Every year, a lot of economists graduate from universities. And yet, we cannot manage our city properly. I'm very sad that the one-time economic guru, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, is now running away from economic fundamentals to digitalization. That when the fundamentals are weak, the city will expose you. Now the fundamentals are weak and digitalization is exposing us. Mr. Vice President, if you are still in Ghana, kindly remember to digitalize our city. It was very important to digitalize our city. If the government thinks digitalization is the way forward, then they should look for the APC 2020 manifesto and implement our policy on the national database. It will help them understand digitalization and how it works. Ghana needs a national data system to help build a country devoid of corruption, mismanagement, and weak institutions. You cannot build a serious country without a proper database. The database will help you capture information of every Ghanaian. Fingerprint, facial recognition, date of birth, number of cars you have, number of houses you have, where your blood sample, where you work, whether you have a job or not. All these things will be captured in the database, and it will now give information to other institutions. When the government decided to implement the new Ghana card in 2018, I advised them first to start with a national database, because that will help them produce a unique Ghana card. But they did not listen. As we speak, my wife and I have applied for Ghana card since February 2019. Since February 2019. And we still don't have our cards. Now, many Ghanaians have also registered for their cards and still cannot get access to them. You cannot produce a serious Ghana card without a national data system. Now we are faced with network challenges, according to them, missing cards, unprinted cards. People cannot do their daily transaction anymore because of lack of Ghana card. The government has issued directives not to accept any form of identification apart from Ghana card. And since when has the Ghana card become more acceptable than a passport? I went to the MTN to register my cars and track them. And I was told to produce a Ghana card. And I said, I have a passport. And they said, Mr. Ayariga, we cannot take your passport. And I asked them, what is the essence of asking for my Ghana card? They say identification. What is the purpose of the passport? They say identification. I say, why are you not accepting it? They say, because it's directed from government. So right now, as we sit, 3 days ago, or Friday, I was at the Abokobi Register Center, and they said they cannot find my Ghana up to date. So I'm tired of running for my Ghana card. So the media should help me trace my Ghana card. Okay? Please help me trace my Ghana card so that I can register and track my cars. The suffering of Ghanaians is never an ending one under this government, with unemployment rate witnessing its highest record form. In this, we continue to get conflicting figures from government appointees who are very skillful at quoting figures without shame each time they are confronted with questions on job creation. Government needs to create an enabling environment for businesses to strive. We have used all our resources to guarantee for loans, and we have not outlined any measures to pay back the loans. In the last budget, there was no we did not hear any measures or policy on paying back this huge debt that we have borrowed so far. So what it means is that your great-grandchildren will have to pay. Ladies and gentlemen, government has just announced a 1.75% E-levy on mobile money transactions. Some sections of Ghanaians are worried. Yes, we are worried. Because we pay when sending money and also pay when receiving the money. The government must sit with the telcos to agree on one-way payment. Ghanaians cannot pay 2.7% when sending, and again pay another 2.75% when receiving the same money. It's double taxation on the same transaction. Because telcos are charging 1%, MTN is charging 1%. Government is now going to charge another 1.75%, making it 2.75%. So what it means is that when you send 1,000 Ghana cedis, you pay 2.75%. When your friend or your brother is going to receive the same 1,000 Ghana cedis, he's now also going to pay again for the same amount to receive. This is wickedness. And we are asking for a one-time payment, so that you pay when you are sending, but when you are receiving, you don't pay. Am I right? Because you pay double. Don't you pay double? Thank you. Fellow Ghanaians, going forward, as a nation in indebtedness, do we continue to borrow or do we tax? Do we borrow or do we tax? I believe we have gotten to the crossroad where borrowing is not an option anymore, but taxation and production is the best option for us now. We need to widen our tax network, institute proper channels to collect tax properly. We cannot continue to borrow. We have to move from borrowing to production, manufacturing, and taxation. Nations are better off when its citizens decide to contribute towards its development. The taxes we pay should be used to build schools, roads, hospitals, homes, infrastructure, and etc. Now my question is, can we trust the government to make good decisions with our taxes? Because we need the roads, we need the hospitals, and we need the schools. And we cannot continue to say we should borrow, because all our resources, we've used that as collateral for borrowing. Our bauxite, our oil, everything. We are borrowing with it. Now we are gotten the crossroad. Do we contribute to build our country, or do we keep borrowing? I believe that Ghanaians really want to pay taxes, but they do not want to pay nuisance taxes, taxes that will not inure to their development, because that's the only way to go now. Government must stop borrowing, must stop borrowing. Enough is enough of the borrowing. This country is suffering due to the loud silence of the clergy, Peace Council, some civil society organizations, whose voices have always been loud enough at other times, but have suddenly gone to sleep and not awakened. What has changed? Let us all rise above pettiness and greed, and let us speak truth to power and save our country from sinking. The people of Ghana are suffering. Nurses are suffering. Doctors are suffering. Policemen are suffering. Engineers are suffering. Media men are suffering. And media women are suffering. The suffering is now too much. The hardship is killing people slowly. Let us not keep mute and refuse to talk on behalf of our people who do